Okay. It is the top of the hour. And the Billerica Historical Preservation Society is now open on this September 11th. Please stand for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. A moment of silence to honor those brave people who died 17 years ago and those who sacrificed their lives for our safety.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have an adoption of the agenda?
Move to adopt the agenda.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes from last month? No.
Motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Do we have anybody for public comment? Hearing none. Okay. Report of officers, comprehensive plan, Anise.
Good evening, Anise Lyons, Planning and Zoning Specialist for the City of Billerica. In regards to our comprehensive plan update, as of this past Friday, we officially transmitted the comprehensive plan update and future development map to Three Rivers Regional Commission, who then forwarded it to DCA and other affected parties. So I have an email with about 30 other people in different municipalities in the surrounding areas, other cities in Carroll County. So they're in their process of a 60-day review of the comprehensive plan, and there's a set time for comments from the people on the list. All of the documents have been placed on the website, so you can still comment on anything that you see in there, and forward them to myself. I am kind of the contact person for it now. It was Inga from PEQ, but now that we're so far along, we're at that stage. So once we get all our feedback and questions answered by the Three Rivers Regional and the DCA, it will go to Planning Commission for recommendation of adoption, and then on to City Council. Hopefully, so we can meet our October 31st deadline, which is upon us. We don't imagine that it'll take as long as the time they have to do the review, but we are in the last leg of it. So we welcome any feedback that you all have. I think they did a pretty slick job with the plan. It's a lot more easier to read than I think the previous one. Granted, that one was from like 2005, so technology has improved. So
Yes.
there are some really great graphics about the demographics and socioeconomic data. I think they did a great job, and the future development map is going to give us a different way to review cases that come about for zoning change where the future land use isn't quite compatible with the proposed zoning. And it's kind of expanded our urban growth area more towards the Carroll County side, which we met with them and they're totally fine with that. They kind of encourage people that want to leave the county to go into the city because kind of shortly they don't have plans to install infrastructure that someone might need for like a commercial or large scale industrial project. So I thank you all for all the time as you let me stand up here and talk to you about it, and please, any feedback you have, we love to have it. Okay, and that's all from me for comp plan. One other thing is we do have one very large plan development concept plan application for Goldworth Farms. It's the 220 acres along 61. It's where the Williams Farm is, which is on our National Historic Register. There's a farm. There was a civil something.
Conservation Company.
That one. That was historically used to enlist young men to engage in the activities of the farm and other agricultural type of means. So it does have some great significance. So at this point, because it's such a large project, we're going to meet with Three Rivers Regional in a pre-meeting setting to determine what is our path forward, because it probably will be a development of regional impact, which means for what they're proposing and the scale of it, it's pretty significant. So I'm sure that you'll hear more about it as we move forward, as we figure out what our next steps are, what we need to do, and they'll give us recommendations on infrastructure, on transportation networks, road upgrades, signalization, ingress, egress, and we'll have an opportunity to, well, since the farm is on the National Register, it's open to incentives. So, and they do plan to preserve it, but that might be another something that we want to look at locally as far as getting it on our local register. So just keep that in your radar for probably this is going to be a lengthy process. I feel like next 6 months just to get through concept and get feedback from Three Rivers. Just a quick heads up. But this has been going on since before I got here, but we're finally at a stage where we have a completed application and we got fees paid and collected. So it's pretty ambitious. It's huge. When you see it, you'll be like, wow. But it will have a tremendous impact if we can get it done. And certainly from the city's perspective, we want to be thorough in what we do in investigating and making recommendations on how the site should be developed.
Do you have the parcel number by chance?
It's several parcels. So I know for sure it's like 55 and 63 Goldworth Road. And there are some other parcels in between there along that area. One parcel, it looks like it's in there, but it's not. It's the cities, which is where the water tower is. So everything around the water tower pretty much is 220 acres.
Okay.
I'm not even sure how I'm going to do a site visit out there because it's pretty
Four-wheel drive.
treacherous.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, and my loafers, I don't know about that, you know.
So this is going to impact part of what we want to do when we want to expand our historical district as well.
Possibly. So that's why I was just saying, you know, there is a significant amount of information already existing because it's on the National Register and we went through that process at some point. I don't imagine much has changed since then. There's a lot of pictures. Everything's been collected. So, I mean, if that's something you guys might want to consider to get it on the local register, that's something that in this whole scale of this process, I think it would be great for us to look at.
Okay. Couple of quick questions. You said it's 220 acres. Does that approximate into 220 homes or any idea?
The project is proposing some ideas of new urbanism, so it's going to be a mixed-use development.
Okay.
There'll be a residential, single-family component, some cottages,
Some high density, some
1,200, some 750 square foot homes, some a life plan community, some commercial, assisted living, and it's borrowing from some principles of new urbanism in the way that the concept plan looks. There's proposing walking trails, community center, amphitheater. The proposal is really ambitious, and you can come by if you guys have time. I have a concept plan at the office if you want to come take a look at what we're looking at so far. But like I said, it's not officially under review yet, but we just wanted to let you guys know we have accepted the application. But we have some more details about it at the office. I didn't bring any tonight.
Okay.
I've been looking at it for like 6 months sometime.
You're going to be bombarded tomorrow.
I just like paste it to my door. You guys can just at your leisure. Enjoy.
You said it's going to have a theater as well?
It's what?
A theater is also?
Like an amphitheater.
A little mini amphitheater.
Oh, amphitheater.
Yeah.
Civic center type
Right.
of situation. The life plan community, presuming as one goes towards retirement, that's where you can feasibly spend your days and it'll be walkable. There's a creek that runs through the back. They're proposing a trail there. Also trails throughout, and I think the Gold Nugget Trail will also be impacted by what they're proposing. So there are going to be a lot of people involved in how this project moves forward.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Historical Parks. Yes, I've been working, this is a working sample, sorry, I forgot everybody's copy, I will email it to you in a little while. Take a quick moment, glance through it, see if there's something that you want to add or subtract or suggest, different verbiage, whatever your plan is. It's just very simple. I plan to put the 2-page application, which is this one. I think this would be a good portion to go along with this letter. It's 2-page, real simple. It's not the 12-page one that we've got here. And send it to the top 6 that we've already discussed. And from there, start looking at other people and places. I've included not only homes, but businesses and other features, farms, whatever could be included. But I will email that out to y'all after a while.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's a lot of work.
No, not that much.
We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any questions anybody wants to ask of Commissioner Kim?
I'm all done.
New business.
Tonight we have application for certificate of appropriateness for a sign. The applicant is Andrew Smith. The location is 311 Main Street, landline 161 of the 6th District of Carroll County. The applicant is requesting a certificate of appropriateness for adding a sign to the facade of the building. The sign will read Plaster Palace. Plaster Palace will be on 2 single-face 4mm aluminum composite panels with vinyl graphics applied. Based on the review, staff is recommending approval with the conditions that it meet the requirements as specified in Table 9.1 of the Unified Development Code, which just points to the maximum sign area, which is 10% of the wall face. And per the commercial design standards, new signs for historic buildings should respect the size, scale, and design of the historic building and should not overpower the building. New signs should not obscure significant features. New signs should be attached to a building carefully to avoid damage to historic fabric. Sign material should be characteristic of a building's period and style. A building's historic features and details can often suggest a motif for new signs. Based on what the applicant presented in his application, it looks like it's gonna just fall into kind of an inset in the wall that's existing. I think the colors more so complement what the building, what's already on some of the windows in the building. So, and a lot of the signs in the district are kind of varied. They don't have a uniform look. But I don't think it's completely out of place with what you see currently. The applicant is here tonight to speak on behalf of his application, but staff is recommending approval with those conditions.
Mr. Smith?
Yes. So I texted some of you all just to see what the progress was of the hearing, because I was supposed to be on the last panel, but apparently got pushed to this one, so I found some of you guys online and messaged about when I'm going to be scheduled to speak, but I'm glad I'm here, so. You guys have any questions about the sign, or?
Looking at your design, it doesn't obscure the windows, which is part of it, and that's good. What made you decide to go with the teal color? I'm curious.
It's just kind of a fun color we went with, something that kind of goes well with the background as well. Makes it pop, but it's not too abrasive.
Agreed.
I do have one question. On your lease, it says that it's up in January 2019. Are you planning to lease because that's a concern?
No, we're open right now. There was some delay with getting open, but yeah, we're open for business. We're open until May.
And your lease is going to be renewed in January of 2019 for another?
February.
Okay, because I think on that, oh wait, February, right, okay. As long as it's within keeping and it's not obstructing anything, and you're following the conditions that have been put forth. Anybody have any questions to ask him?
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion to accept.
Motion to accept the signage for Plaster Palace.
It's moved and seconded that we accept for Plaster Palace. Plaster Palace. Well,
You're going to get the sign up. That's good visibility. Like, where you guys at?
okay. Any other discussion? No. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Is there any other new business?
Well, I do have one question. We had asked last month if we still had that original not application, but original survey information online at City Hall, because it's missing some of those descriptions of the contributing businesses or contributing buildings on Main Street.
Yeah.
And so I wondered if you had been able to locate that.
Yes, we found a physical copy
Okay.
of I think both. We have, it's pretty thick, but we found it.
Okay, and does it have those individual contributing and non-contributing buildings on this side of the railroad tracks? Because that was the concern, is that the online document does not list those individually for that section, unlike the other recommended districts do.
I'll be honest, I didn't flip through it,
Okay.
but can you make a note of that, please, so we can take a look at it in the morning, and I will
Right.
reach out to you in the morning.
Okay, sounds great.
Also, I got your email about Fancy Boutique.
Yes.
Yes, and so they have a business license, so that's why they're in there already. And I know you guys made contact with them. Feel like you guys informed them about what they needed to do. We had our business license specialist follow up with them about the certificate of appropriateness and sign, and that they need to go through, come see the HBC. That's the same guy, isn't the same person that owned the Southern Realty?
Right, correct.
So, we made contact.
Same family.
Yeah, like, how did you go on that past that information? But,
We contacted them, it'll be 2 weeks today.
2 weeks?
2 weeks today that we talked to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we have to, we'll have to send a code guy out there and let them know, you need to, come take care of this. But
So to your knowledge, they have not contacted us as of yet?
not our office, no. They've been made aware, but we'll give them a couple more days and then we'll have to, go to the next step
Yeah.
in our process, so.
It was very clear that we made it, and told them what to do and told them who to call and what needed to be done.
Right.
So they knew all of that because we were both there when we talked to them.
Correct.
Yeah, we'll get back on it, I'll check back with the permit specialist tomorrow and see if she's got any feedback from them. And if we have, we'll just follow back up with them at the end of the week and see if we can get.
So they received a business license, but they did not receive a permit to put up their sign, is that what you're saying?
That's right. So, yeah, I was wondering, like, well, do they have a license? And she looked it up, and they've had it since May. Apparently, right? What was it? So I'm not sure because I'm pretty positive that that's something that comes up when they are getting business licenses. For your sign permit and everything, you have to.
This
You
is
have to at least apply for the sign permit.
I'm literally going through this process myself with my own business opening up in Mirror Lake area, so yes, it comes up.
Right, exactly, so.
It's not avoidable.
Now, yeah, I'm just not sure what happened in between then.
But the person who is running the business is the same person who had the other one with a different name for the business, apparently. Because when we talked to the man who was doing all the work inside, he said it was the same person who owned the business before, but was changing the name and doing something different.
Something like
with it.
that.
Yeah, something.
Changing the mode of business.
The
Fancy, whatever it is.
Fanchai,
Yeah.
Fibonacci number. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I didn't even know how to say it, so I was, can you look this up? And she found it, and it was previously applied for and approved.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So all she did was take down the awning and redoing the inside.
Okay.
Quite busy.
Now, did they paint that building?
Oh, yeah, they had to take it off too. Because I actually, in front of the fellow, pulled off the rubber painting off the brick and told him that it had to be the paint needed to be taken off, and that he could not use a regular pressure cleaner because the brick was old, that under the circumstances and the guidelines that we had, that it had to be a different type of pressure washer. But I could actually pull off the whole thing. I pulled off a good brick floor of paint
you did.
in my hand.
Okay, well, we'll follow up about that too.
That's code.
Because I saw it, but I couldn't tell if that was new paint.
It's painted, and when you get up close to it, it's really bad, but it's a rubberized paint, and you can literally pull it off.
Some of that building is stucco, like the exterior near the bottom.
On the side of it.
But this is the actual brick that he's painted over, and that's not legal, so
Okay.
that had to be done, and he knows that, we talked to him about that. Has the code enforcement also taken a look at McCleary's office? They has
What's going on?
the window, as you're looking at the law office, the window on the left side,
Top left.
top left, is broken out. It has a 2x4 or 2x4, I think it was, with nails hanging from it, that if a bad storm or wind comes, if they're going to blow down the branches in my yard, it's going to blow that down too. But you cannot see it right from the street because there's a tree on the highway kind of in front of it. So if you're driving by, you're not going to see it. But walking, yes, the whole thing is broken out. Half of that window is out.
It has a particle board over that window, and it is falling to pieces.
It was the backing for a false front.
Yeah.
Placed over an old, yeah, I mean.
We'll follow up tomorrow.
There's particle board on all the windows up at the top to make it look a little different,
Go out tomorrow.
but that one is all torn out.
I wasn't aware of that. Wow. It's kind of like,
You'd think a liar would be concerned about liability.
That's what we said too.
Exactly.
yeah, that should be a deterrent.
Okay.
There's good news, a little bit anyway, from all you Jane's fans. She's having a 25% off sale.
I noticed that. And she's been going out of business for 4 years.
Well, I know that, but maybe this would be the right.
Yeah, by the way, that's illegal. You're not supposed to be able to put up a going out of business sale for...
Bolton Furniture did that
Yeah, no.
years and decades and decades and decades.
And now you've
It's a
got,
sales, it's just a sales.
of course, you've got the Dollar Tree now moving into the Rite Aid building.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they're already in there. Family Dollar.
Dollar Tree, whatever it is, Dollar Tree, yeah, Dollar Tree. Okay.
One other thing, where are we on the process of expanding the district?
Yes.
At the process of,
expanding the district?
Suggesting properties for the historic district or area.
Or increasing
I
the
just said,
district?
we are waiting to hear from Paul, because when I talked to,
I was just saying I was gonna follow.
Yeah. yeah,
Paul from Three Rivers.
I had to talk to the library and cancel a couple of dates that we had set up for it. Bobby today told me that we can't do anything until we get it from him, because he doesn't want us to have the meeting until he will actually give us a date to come. I called and left a voice message for him, and Denise told me she'll follow up with him tomorrow, but we can't do anything. And I left on the voice message, I said, you promised to call, the end of the week. It's now been over a week, and I haven't heard from him, email or voicemail or anything. And what we want to do is, as Bobby said, we need to have him come to the open meeting. But I also explained to him, and he knows, we need to have 15 days to put in advertisement. So he has to give us a date that will allow us to have those 15 days out in order to advertise an open meeting. Our hands are tied until we hear from him, because Bobby says we should not have the meeting until he comes, because he will be available to speak to people who will be coming in and out during our open meeting for the 4 or 5 hours that will be open. And so he can talk to them and explain to them why we need to do it while we are working on the maps. And Bobby will have a couple of big maps for us to mark up and to show. But we can't do anything until we get word from him.
So we hear from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a quick question. The application process, and the 2-page and the multi-page one, is this something that we would want to have added to the historic preservation portion of the website for public knowledge?
Yes.
We can,
do that.
Tracy, you can add to that? Okay.
I thought so, but I just wanted to run it past y'all.
Thank you, that would be good, yes. I also want you to know that I have, I'm going to the library Friday at 5:30. The genealogical group meets there every Thursday, starting at 5 o'clock. And I have made arrangements to speak with the man who runs it, to have him take a look at people who might want to make an application to serve on this commission, so that we can have some diversity in there as well. I also spoke to a woman who is in the local police academy. We meet on Thursday night as well. And so I spoke to her to have her also apply, or her husband, either one, or to do that, because they're in a different area, but have been here for a while. So I wanted you to know that we are advertising and trying to get some diversity of people to apply for the seat that is open. The other thing that we need to do that would be different from planning, I believe, and I didn't get a chance to ask Bobby this morning, but we do need to change our bylaws. A couple of small changes in there, but the announcement for anybody who is not here, or those who might be watching live stream, this is our last meeting on the second Tuesday. Starting in October, we will be meeting on the third Tuesday at 6 o'clock. But we need to change that because the date is wrong in our bylaws.
Right.
And we also said that we wanted to go to 6 commissioners, which would put us in line with all of the other HPC commissions in the state of Georgia. So we're looking at changing it to 6 instead of to 5, and then changing the meeting date. We don't have to have that part of the other open meeting. We can just do that online and then write them up and then have them, we can agree at our next meeting to have them and then present them to city council.
Right.
Okay, so we can do that.
Okay.
All right. So what I'll do is take the old bylaws,
Strike
out that part and put the new one in, bring it back to you for approval, and then we can actually probably send it to city council for approval, which would be the 4th Tuesday in October. All right?
Fine.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Great. Anything else, or any? No old business. Motion to adjourn?
No. Then I'm going to make the motion for new business that our meeting date for next month will be the third Tuesday of the month, which
I believe it's the 18th, but
we believe is the 18th. Get that square over here.
Everybody grab your phone.
True.
16th.
16th. Our next meeting will be October 16th at 6 o'clock. Need a motion?
Second.
Are you sure that's right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. 16th.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. That's right. I just, yeah, just 16. 16 is what I hope we have third.
Yes, I double checked it.
Yeah, okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Stay low.
Thank you all for attending. We got a lot accomplished in half an hour.
It's amazing.
Let's see.